let's define the word Bob the Builder.
Sure.
Now, the word builder or building is an adjective. It's an act of doing something. You're building on the basis of, I can see there's a possibility of something coming out of this.
Sure.
I always say to women, don't focus on what a man says. Focus on what he does. I cannot say to you, one day I'm going to get married or I want to get married. The word marriage means you're going to be a husband. You're going to be a father. You're going to be someone who's at home, provider. What actions are you taking to project that you want to be a husband? When she called my dad, we've been together for almost 6-7 years, even before when that transpired. We have never called our parents, not even once. How did you get to a point where she's calling my father and the police are coming? Hey,
sure.
That is extreme. Gents, unfortunately, we grew up in an environment where we're not allowed to express our feelings as men. Men don't cry. That thing is harmful, but I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes you need to go through a process. You need to allow yourself to be emotional, and it happens. It is what it is.
You still in therapy?
Hey, what's up? Welcome to That Husband podcast with me, Blaque Nubon. Here we are husbands who aren't where we want to be, but certainly are not where we used to be. We are imperfect, always failing forward, trying to know better so that we can do better.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to That Husband podcast with me, Blaque Nubon. This is where husbands try to know better so that we can do better. Before we jump into this episode, we want to thank everybody who's been supporting us. If you're joining us for the very first time today, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you're updated on every single episode we drop every Wednesday at 11:30. Two ways you can support us. One, you can go visit our website, thathusband.com, and you can find tickets to Beans and Bonds, to our workshops. You can find our online store there as well. And you can purchase coffee for us. We love coffee. We drink a lot of it. So make sure that you are purchasing us some coffee so that we're energized to keep on making more of this content. The second way you can support us is by booking me as a speaker, an MC, or facilitator for your next event. And you can drop us an email at booking@blaquenubon.com. That's booking@blaquenubon.com. The husband that's sitting across the table from me today is saving the nation, one black child at a time. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Papi. Good man.
My brother.
How are you, man?
It's a pleasure.
Good,
Thank you, man.
First part, I'm here. You're commenting about my rings. That TikTok is gonna chow me.
Hey.
You good, man?
Nah, man, I'm good.
It's good, bro.
I'm good.
Man, glad to have you here, bro. Just encouraged by the work that you do, and just fascinated to hear your story a bit more. And hopefully people will be encouraged by it, man, today.
No, I appreciate it.
Before we jump in, we're compiling this book here, and we want to make it a resource to give it to husbands who don't have the privilege of walking with other husbands. You know, they're somewhere out there. They don't have a community of guys that they can talk to.
Yeah.
And so we want to encourage them, but also make it available to younger men, you know, who just don't believe in the institute of marriage. They don't believe in being a husband anymore because of, one, they might have seen bad role models, or they just, hearing the noise on social media about how you just need to be single and live the best life. And so we're like, man, marriage is good. There's still dudes who are doing it, not perfectly so. They're not heroes, but they're trying their best. And so we ask our guests to help us define what a husband is.
Yeah.
So you've been married for 6 years now.
2018, 7 years now.
Yeah,
100%.
But you've been together with your wife for like 14?
Yeah, man.
Since 2010,
man.
Sure. She was your World Cup.
Pretty much. There was the one before her, but on paper.
See.
She's actually the second person that I've introduced to my parents.
Okay.
Yeah, so there was one before my wife that my parents knew, but she was not officially introduced.
Yeah,
because we're in the same church, obviously, so they knew her from a distance.
Yeah.
But officially,
she
was the first one that was introduced to the family. 100%.
Yeah. The first and the last.
Yeah, pretty much. 100%. 100%. Yeah.
So what would you say a husband is, man?
Actually, it's a tough one, dog. I think, there's a saying that walk your own path.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to define it based on my own opinion and what resonates with me based on the term itself.
Yeah.
In your intro, you mentioned the word, some men don't believe in the concept of marriage because they might have lost the narrative of finding someone who is a mentor. My parents have been married for 49 years now. To date, they're still married.
Oof.
And looking back, I wouldn't know, or I didn't realize at the time that I was actually influenced into being in that space.
Sure.
You know, growing up as well, you know, when I look at my cousins, my relatives, I was one of the few who was raised by both parents in the context of some of my cousins and relatives, they grew up going home. You know? I was the only one, and me and my siblings, rather, I and my siblings who grew up with mom and dad.
Man.
So my definition in that context will be as someone who is a leader, you know, in the leader in the context of when you ask a woman out, a woman becomes subjective to you.
Sure.
In other words, she agrees to the narrative that you are trying to portray. So being a husband in that context simply means I'm going to drive this narrative. I'm going to project this narrative that I want you subject to.
Yeah.
So in that space, it's like even on Tamahad, you're the one who's going to say, listen, I want to marry you.
Yeah.
These are the reasons why I want to marry you.
Yeah.
And in that context, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to provide for you. I'm going to do all these things. So by definition, that will simply mean that being a husband means you are putting yourself in that space where you're taking care of this person or you're absorbing this person in your own space. Hence, even though things have changed now, but when she takes your surname, it's saying, it's simply saying,
sure.
And I'm going to lead. And by a leader simply means this person that you're taking into your space is going to look up to you. So with that being said, I think in a small context, there'll be a definition of being a husband, to me at least.
That's fire, bro.
100%.
Thanks for that, man. Sure. And shout outs to your parents. 49, bro. 49.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yo.
Must do something for them.
Yeah. Do you ever feel the pressure of you know, having to kind of follow that same pattern that your father has set? You know, I mean, 49 years, you're like, especially let's say when times are tough and you're like, yeah, this wife.
You know, to be honest with you, my brother, I've never felt that.
Sure, that's great, bro.
To date.
That's great.
I've never felt, in fact, I said to my wife the other day, my belief when it comes to couples going separate ways, I still believe that if a man falls out of love, the relationship will die out.
Come on, bro.
And the reason why I say that, because again, it goes back to what I said initially. You initiate this whole process. So for the fact that I still feel the same way as I did back in 2010, not even once I've ever felt that, this one.
Yeah.
This one.
Sure.
And also, if you look at my history as well, even my ex, I dated my ex for about 6 years. You know,
Yeah.
we're still in high school up until I did my first year, second year. That's when we broke up.
Sure.
But there's always been a longevity when I get into a relationship, brother, if I put it in that context. So I don't think I've never felt in that context where I feel like, this one. So there hasn't been any pressure, to say the least.
Man.
It's just been me doing my thing with her. And yeah, it's been like that ever since, man.
That's great, man.
100%.
That's a very interesting point in you know, putting the spotlights on the man to say if he falls out of love, because normally the narrative is on the woman. You know, the spotlight and the narrative bends towards wives. You know, maybe if the wife falls out of love, if the wife loses interest, if the wife, you know, but it's never on the man, which I think should be that.
100%.
And it should be, you know, the spotlight should be placed on the husband. And I have many reasons for that, but I'm keen to hear yours. Do you think like that? Because again, you come from a family of two parents who care for each other, or is it just stuff you've observed yourself? Did that thinking develop while you were in your, you know, relationship with your wife now? Where does that come from?
So I think when you take it back to where everything started. Remember, before you marry someone, you need to court a person.
Sure.
So there's a definition of a courtship. There's a process that you go through.
Yeah.
Before you court someone, you need to date a person.
Sure.
Now, by definition, dating simply means you're getting to know each other better. You know, oftentimes you hear women saying, no, I'm going on a lunch date with this person. In fact, you can go to 100 dates with a man. It doesn't matter. You're on a dating phase.
Sure.
I mean, you're trying to figure out if this person is the right person for me.
Yeah.
There's a book I used to read back in the days called Young People Ask. And the questions that we need answers to. And it speaks about the phases that I just spoke about, right? Now, when you think of the term courtship, you can only court someone that you're certain of that I want to spend the rest of my life with this person.
Sure.
And that's the meaning courtship. So you don't just wake up and decide, you know, I want to marry Ulu. It has to be a process. And again, it goes back to you as a man because you're the one who initiated the whole process in the first place.
Come on, bro.
You know, when I first dated my wife, she knew I wanted to get married. I told her from day one.
Day one.
And I remember saying to her, I lived in the US
Yeah.
for about 2 years or so.
Okay.
And on my return, I remember knocking to her door and I said, listen, lady, here's where I stand.
Sure.
I want to get married. But I don't know if I'm going to marry you. You'll decide whether you want to fall into this narrative or not.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
if we are going to get married and settle, this is how our portfolio needs to look like. This is how our life is going to be. We're going to behave and act as if we are married, even though we're in a dating phase. So to say the least, it started from that phase. So even when we were courting, she knew exactly what it means and what it entails to be in a courtship. You know, back in the days, you used to be in a situation where but you don't know or she claims that she loves you, maybe when you're not even there. Because the relationship is not in sequence. You're not aligned.
Sure.
But if you sit down and you talk about it, say, listen, lady, this is where we are right now.
Sure.
Do you understand? If we were here, I expect you to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When I first met my wife, just to add on that, back in the days in varsity, there used to be freshers.
Sure.
TT fresh, Haziteki's back in Sunnyside.
Sure.
My wife used to be that girl. She used to like going out and,
Sure.
It wasn't a thing for me. In fact, I used to compare with her sister. I used to say, but Lou, look at your sister. Your sister's very chilled.
Yeah.
She's always home. I wish you could be like that. When
And she was like, go date my sister then.
But then I was like, listen, this is what I want for myself.
Sure.
And if you say you also want to get married at some point,
Man.
you can't be someone's wife and be in the absence of your home. I'm not saying don't go out, but let's communicate about it. If we agree right now, get a baby, 10 o'clock in the evening, I'm back.
Sure.
That is an agreement we
Sure.
have. I'd expect you to be back home at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
If I send money back at 10 o'clock, expect me to be back home at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
If anything changes, let's engage. Let's talk about it. Do you understand? Let's communicate about it.
Sure.
But let's not be in a relationship where one is in a marriage phase, the other one is in a dating phase. That's why you end up finding a situation where by the time when you are already falling in love, now I was not there. So again, as a man, take that lead so that the person is going to subject to you will understand exactly how the framework is going to be designed, if I can put it that way.
Man, that's great, bro.
100%.
That's clear. That's intentionality. A friend of mine says clarity is love.
100%.
Man, if you're not clear with somebody, then it's unhelpful, but it's also and ultimately unloving. So, and it's very rare nowadays to find dudes who are as clear and intentional as you describing.
Yeah.
A lot of us want to kind of feel our way through stuff. And so we don't want to commit to one woman at that point when we started dating because we I want to keep our options open.
100%.
And in the process, one will hurt a couple of people. But I think we also just undermining ourselves and our own development as men. I think part of what makes a man is commitment. Having 100%. To stick and choose one thing, stick to that thing and see it through. You know what I mean? Whether it's in our jobs, whether it's in a building project, there's a scripture in the Bible that says before a man builds, he has to count the cost. 100%. Because if he doesn't finish building, the people who are watching him start this project, they'll laugh at him. Right? And so it's don't start a thing if you're not planning on completing 100%. It. You know what I mean? And so I'm that's something that's innate in us as men. Yeah. But a lot of dudes run away from that thing, man. And I know just in your own work, with Black Child, there's a video I saw that you put out, and you were just like, man, I can help you, but you need to be disciplined.
100%.
You need to show up as well.
100%.
What is it that you think about us as men that makes us just want to play fast and loose with relationships, with other forms of commitment? You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think in most cases, my brother, we all come from the same background.
Okay.
I've been seeing videos on TikTok, they've been trending where, some parents, they make these skirts and then parents, they swear. There's some families who are inclined, who are prone to that. Not even to say food to someone has been a big deal in my family. We've never used vulgar in my family at all.
We're going to bleep this out now.
And it was kind of yo,
sure.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
No, it's cool, man. I'm joking.
But the background, there's a saying that you are the reflection of your background as well. But also, don't allow your background to be the reflection of you.
Come on, bro.
You see the difference now.
Come on, bro.
You can be the reflection of your background, but also don't allow your background to be the reflection of you. So what does that mean in principle? It simply means if I grew up in an environment where dating 500 girls or 5 girls is a thing, it's a norm. It's cheating. Sure. It's okay. It's a thing, though. Do you understand?
Sure.
But as soon as you step out of that I wouldn't say it's a comfort zone, but out of that area, and you are exposed to different areas of life, you meet different people. It becomes now taboo now. Do you understand? So sometimes influence comes in different forms and in different ways. So we gotta be cognizant of the fact that let's look at our surroundings. But more importantly, my brother, if you define the term vision and goals, they speak to individuals. But the influence comes from society, comes from the environment, the things that we look at, the things that we read, social media, and so forth. But if you understand your goal as a person and what you want, irrespective of your environment or background, you'll be able to reach those goals. So it becomes difficult for a man who doesn't have that. Again, earlier on we spoke about mentorship. If you don't have anyone that you look up to, you know, when we speak of people that are good public speakers, for example, we think about like Abo Vusi Tembegwai. If you're not a public speaker or you're not good at public speaking, but you want to invest in that particular area of business, every day when you wake up, you look at that guy. And it's all you see. I want to see myself as that person. I want to see myself as that person. That will condition you to think and be like him and do exactly as he does.
That's good.
That speaks to also a mentorship, someone that's sort of that you're trying to project in your own personal development. So your environment will always project a way of how it defines you, but it can also work to your advantage or to your disadvantage. But you as an individual must be able to know how to separate the two. And if you can't do that, my brother, unfortunately, you're going to go back to the drawing board. You always be the same person who still feels that having 500 partners, it's okay. You know, to some world or to some areas of life, it is okay.
That's fine,
To some areas, like, hey, chief,
what's
do
up,
you understand? Like, when I look at how I grew up, I used to have, I wouldn't say friends, but for the lack of a better word, I used to have church friends.
Yes.
I used to have colleagues, which we call work friends. Then I used to have friends that I grew up with. But in all these different types of friendships, my character is different. Because when I'm in church, there are things that I can't say. Do you understand? So I project myself differently. I can say whatever I want to say. I understand. When I'm at work, I must be cautious of the things that I say as well. So all these things, we call them character traits. So you got to be able to know how do you position yourself. But more importantly, how do you unabsorb yourself out of the context of the narrative in society? And if you can do that, my brother, then you can have a better, I want to say future, but you can have a better way of living, if I can put it that way.
Yeah, that's good, bro.
100%.
That's great, man. That self-awareness is needed, man. And I think I remember now a quote as you were speaking. This guy says, "You're born looking like your parents, but you die looking like your decisions."
100%.
You know, so how you die is going to be based on all the things that you took,
100%.
that you observed, you know, and you became that thing towards the end of your life. And I think it's crucial for men to know who they are. You know, I always say that have a vision, yes, for your marriage, have a vision for your business or your work, but also have a vision of the kind of man that you're becoming.
100%.
You know, and surround yourself with people, place yourself in environments that will confirm that vision that you have of yourself. You know, you can't say you want to be A and then you're hanging out with a bunch of C's. You know, so I'm 100%. Like, you need to have a thing that correlates with that. So that's great, man. 6 years, bro, of marriage. How has it been? How did you even get to that? I mean, you said at the beginning, I want to marry you.
Yeah.
Why wait that long? Because 14 years? So you waited for what, like 7 years or so before you got married? And then how has the 6 years been so far?
So the first time my wife's from the Eastern Cape.
Yeah.
The first time I've ever been to a house was the day I went to go pay Lobola.
Wow.
My dad and I, my dad and I,
sure.
my brother and the rest of my family that accompanied me to the house. It was our first time experience, all of us. I used to stay in Sunnyside.
Okay.
And
no crew.
I was a student.
Sunnyside.
I used to have a little house, half a room.
Sure.
She used to stay with her sister.
Okay.
And we used to watch TV and they used to watch Kumbulekai.
Yeah.
And at the time, I remember, I'd be like, I'd love to go see where you're from.
Yeah.
I can book myself a nice guest house and
sure.
then as long as you can show me, listen, that's
my home. Yeah.
Sure. No, culture doesn't allow it.
Yeah.
So in Xhosa, there's a saying that ungaziveza. So meaning you pay a certain amount to show that you are dating this girl or you have interest in this person.
Yeah.
So the intention must be clear. You don't just rock up.
Sure.
I remember when my wife graduated, I think it was 2013, if not 2014.
Yeah.
You know, I was positioned as a friend. But obviously, probably the mom could read between the lines that I'm not a friend. But you couldn't just say, this is the guy that I'm dating.
Yeah, sure.
So why I took long as well, to be honest with you, at the time I was not financially stable.
Yeah.
I was still winging my way up. I was still trying.
Sure.
And which is something that I did wrong because how my parents raised me as well, and not just my parents, the principle from a biblical perspective was you only date with intention, like you said. you cannot date someone if you're not financially stable. Because what's the purpose of dating if you're not gonna have an end goal of marriage or whatever?
Sure.
And you see nowadays, and sorry to deviate a bit, there's this narrative
good,
of women love money. Hey, they've got, but there's nothing wrong with that because as a man, as an individual as well, you need to know where you stand. You can't go and say hi to Untabi Singh or to Ponso, but you know very well, Khore, that hi tomorrow is going to require money, chief, because now you have to call that person.
That's
hello, it's airtime.
Yeah.
So understand, you have to go on a date, you have to go on movies, you must do all these things that will still require some sort of capital.
That's good, bro.
Now, with me, it took a bit longer because of my financial state. And when I look at my younger self, you know, I realized that, you know what, I should have actually focused on myself first at the time. You know, even though I was doing it, what's the English word to use? It was when something happens at the same time, what do you call it?
Simultaneously.
It was simultaneously.
Yeah,
I was trying to push my own personal development, and like I'm busy with, I'm dating my wife, I'm pushing this narrative. Fortunately for me, I had a wife, or who was my girlfriend at the time, who was understandable. My brother, I can share with you something. My wife used to pay for my membership.
At the gym?
At the gym.
Come on, man.
I used to sleep at a sister's house, flat, in the kitchen. My sister had I remember she had a couch, a sleeper couch. You know the sleeper couch?
Sure.
That's where the 5 a.m. thing came from as well. I used to leave the apartment at 5 o'clock in the morning so that I don't distract her from preparing to go to work. Then by the time she comes back from work, I've cleaned the house, I've done everything. In the evening, I'll go back to the gym. I only come just to eat because it's a 1 bedroom. So she used to live with the sister in the bedroom, and the sister has a baby. Then I sleep on the couch. But with that being said, all along I was planning. You know, I was planning. And I did all these odd jobs. I used to be a waiter at some point in my career. I used to do this, I used to do that. But the bottom line is I was pushing. And I remember when I was working in the call center, I made my first big bucks. Yeah, I think I made about 80,000 rand, I think.
Come on now.
The first thing that came to mind was, hi, chief.
Come on.
I remember calling my cousin, hey, GP, what's the process, dog? Then we had to call my uncle. Call my uncle. I said, uncle, uncle told my dad. I think from the day I told my parents, it happened within a week or two.
It's crazy, bro.
Literally. Like, guys, next week, yeah. And then that was
good,
it.
Bro.
We drove to Eastern Cape. And just to answer the question as well, it's been great, my brother. In fact, I want to add this. Since 2010, I've been with my wife. There was only one time I was staying just down the road here where ever families got involved. In the whole 14 years I've been with her, only once where my dad was called. I remember breaking my wife's laptop. I was on the. I was so angry. So I just recently lost my sister.
Okay.
And I only realized now that I was going through that phase. But I got so angry. I remember I had a fish tank in my house. I broke the fish tank. I didn't physically touch my wife. And then I think I threw her laptop over the balcony. Then my neighbor, a white lady, she called the police. Hey, there's domestic violence here. And the police came. When the police came, and then obviously they had to call my dad. My dad came. And I was like, no, I just broke my laptop and I broke my fish tank. I didn't do anything. But obviously because you stay in a state, such things, they regard it as violence. So it was violent in that context. But there was the only time ever in the 14 years where our parents had to sort of get involved. So I think that's just answer your question. But we've never had a situation where there's a parents meeting. Hey, nah, bayalwa. Hey. No. I've never had that. And I'm happy and I'm blessed because, and yes, we do have problems like any other couple. But fortunately for us, our problems have always been contained. But also the principle was any problems that we've had, we always need to go to the third party. And I think this is one thing that men should also, not just men, couples in general, if I were to just give advice, if I do qualify, I always believe that never go to your family to talk about your problems. Rather find a person who doesn't even know you. It can be a priest, a pastor, or any third person that you feel, because here's the thing. You fight today, you go to your parents. Tomorrow send right. Yeah, you know, parents don't forget. Now they still have that stigma. Right? When last time Pela wins us. So I've always appreciated that. Even sometimes when we really fight with my wife, she doesn't tell her family, and she's got like 5 sisters. And I do appreciate the fact that because I'll text them just to gauge they know what happened, and they don't not yet. I get excited. I'm like, I'm glad. So that also has kept us. You know, has created this longevity that we have because we have problems, but we don't air our problems out there. And in a way, it protects us as a couple. It also protects the family as well. That's good. The perception. 100%.
Did you guys take that decision together to say, you know, most couples tend to think when they're fighting, they fight each other, But I always say, just remember that, like, you guys are in the same team.
Yeah.
Whatever the issue is, that's the enemy. That's what you're fighting. You
Yeah.
know. How did you guys get to that conclusion to say, hey, let's protect ourselves, and we're gonna develop this kind of fighting culture, this kind of fighting style? Because a lot of couples don't realize that we all supposed to have a fighting language, fighting culture, fighting style, 100%. And we develop that stuff. You know, if you're well aware, you can do it earlier on in your marriage.
Yeah.
But some of us wake up to that, 6 years, 7 years in, and it's like, oh, you know.
Yeah.
And it's only then you're like, okay, smack, I shouldn't be saying this stuff.
Yeah.
This triggers her this way.
Yes.
And even after we fight, this is how we take stock of our fights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
And then you kind of develop your language. Next time she knows, okay, I think I'm Nyateli cons, you know?
Because he was born.
Yeah, you know, so how did you guys get to that point where you're like, okay, this is how we're gonna contain this thing? And it's not, I wouldn't have,
Yes.
but you're protecting yourself, and like you said, you're protecting your family. Yeah.
I think with us, we didn't even have a sit down. I think it was more of a love language. Like, listen, babes, whenever we fight, please. I lost my sister in 2019. I'm from a family of 3.
Okay.
I'm the last born.
Okay.
So just my brother and I that's left. When my sister, I don't know if died is the right word.
Passed on.
Yeah, when my sister passed on, my wife filled the gap that she didn't even realize she was filling.
Sure.
To date, my sister has 3 kids. My brother has 3 kids. And all those kids, my brother, they speak to my wife directly. They don't even communicate.
Man.
As we speak, this coming Friday, my niece is a matric dance.
Man.
So my wife is busy planning everything for her. And I said to my wife at one point, baby, you know what? There's something that you don't realize how you because you're the only you're not just a wife now. You're like our daughter now, and that's how they took you, because you sort of feel, and remember when we got married, it was just a week before my sister passed on.
No way, bro.
So it was a tough time.
No way.
I'm telling you, and she sort of closed that gap. And I remember when we spoke about it, we spoke about it casually. Like, baby, listen, whenever we have fights, please, let's not involve people. And it's just us.
Sure.
And to date, like I said, I don't remember getting into a fight with my wife where it's like extreme or where it's like, we are days where we go like 3 days, 4 days without talking in the house. It happens. And in my head, it's more of, it's just that my wife, she's not the type, and I guess it's a woman thing, I don't know. She's not the type where she can apologize when she's wrong, because now I'm the person who gets angry for 5 days. Now 2 hours is okay.
Sure.
But because there's a thing now of pride now. If she doesn't say hello, I'm not going to say hello. Then it will prolong to that 5 days. So I used to make a joke at baby, when you are lucky sometimes. My brother, I'm not a guy who, I can trust that.
Yeah,
if I can put it that way.
Sure.
Like, I'll make comments. Like last night I had my guys over, we're playing FIFA. Yeah, baby, but it's getting late. And relax. But the point I'm always trying to make is it's always been my wife and I.
Good, bro.
And that's why, and I realize that now, that sometimes when I start going astray, women are easy to pick up certain things. Baby, what changed? All these years always been us. Before we'll do a convert to a car, we'll do this together. Do you understand? But just to go back to also your narrative, it was just something we spoke about. Listen, whatever that happens, whatever that transpires in our marriage, let's keep it between us. Let's to contain the relationship. Also, not to give, and also, when I don't like people in my space as well. Like, I don't want my family knowing about our problems. And it's not like we really have serious problems. In fact, the other day I made a comment. I made a notion to it, baby. If we went to go to a couples therapy or other 10 couples here, and we hear people's stories. We're going to be sitting there and we're going to be talking about, when I fought, she makes a big deal out of it. But when she fights, we need to celebrate. That's going to be our fight. And it starts from there, and then it gets to something massive, bro.
Sure.
But I'm telling you, it's never going to be like, when I saw you with man behind It's only these small kind of things. Yeah, babe, when you don't help me, like this morning, babe, when you don't help me with dishes and cleaning and whatever. But it goes to her because of now, we don't know how to speak. Sometimes the other one raises their voice, then it escalates. But it's never like, or he came with this other girl or whatever. So it's, yes, we have differences, we have problems, we fight. But our fights, when I look at other people, when I hear even other people's stories, I'm like, babe, Mara, when I shame.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I always say, Pamsi, you know it's Friday, ne? 7 o'clock. Sure. I'm playing my FIFA. Yeah, you don't have time for me. You're always on your FIFA. Pamsi. Kola bangabuyi. Kola zobuya on track saying. When I'm here, I'm just playing my FIFA.
But I'm track
like, choose your struggle. I'm not saying what I'm doing is right, but I'm just saying, in the context of other relationships,
Come on, bro.
we are far better.
Some
And especially
900,
for the fact that we've been together for so long.
That's good, bro.
And we still have that same spirit and the same energy.
Yeah.
And we should give props to ourselves. Man.
Come on.
Yeah. But yeah, I normally say that too.
Bro. That's fine. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
No, that's good, man. You know, when my daughter was born, man, like similar thing, like, you know, kids. I mean, she's 6.
Yeah.
Never been to hospital.
Yeah.
Ever. Doesn't get sick. Was born sleeping. You know,
That's it.
never gave us issues. You know, just so whenever we were with other parents of young kids at that time, yeah, we'd have to pretend like we're also struggling. Yo, I haven't slept. I'm like, yo, it's nah, I mean, and I look at my wife, I'm like, yo, kunini slele thina. I'm like, if it's and guys are complaining. I don't want to have another child. I'm like, yo, I'm fine. I understand that. And I look at my wife, I'm like, hey, dog, you must be lucky. Consider yourself lucky, man. So, no, that's good, bro. Man, dial us back, bro, to the sleeper couch as a man.
Yeah.
And I want you to dial us back based on where you are now.
Yeah.
Right? Because most guys, one, they will never do that.
Yeah.
Our prides and our egos are too fat. Right? So
True.
sleep on a sleeper couch.
Yeah.
No squeezer.
Yeah.
Nefro. One. There's that. And then guys don't do that. And they don't get to where you are now.
Yeah.
Right? Now you're married, things are going well.
Yeah.
Right? You're not on a sleeper couch.
Yeah.
How do you look back at those days as a man, and what were you thinking about there? Was there a long-term plan with Tampana? This is just for 2 months, 3 months. And I think even within that, how are you convincing your wife? Because she's seeing this stuff.
Yeah.
We're Patali membership.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, for confidence, yeah. You know what's happening to you, bitch. Yeah.
I think most women, 90% of women have this element of I don't know what the context they use on social media, but there's this thing, there's a saying with
pop the pill.
Yeah. No, they're lying.
Yeah.
Every woman has a pop the builder mentality. I can almost guarantee you right now. They're lying, but. And I'm going to tell you why I'm saying that.
Yeah, sure.
Every woman, okay, maybe I'm say every. 90% of the women have the pop the builder mentality.
Sure.
Because take it from our parents as well. It's always been like that.
Sure.
Let's define the word Bob the Builder.
Sure.
Now, the word builder or building is an adjective. It's an act of doing something. Now, coming back to Lulu, paying for my membership, remember from it doesn't. They're not exposed to Aboma Kutumel and all those guys that are coming with flashy things. Yeah, just like we take a walk to Union Building, and that's what we know. It's okay.
Sure.
Now Lulu's with them, Kyle, then keep that's next ship. How see pushy life. So the word building someone means you're building on the basis of I can see there's a possibility of something coming out of this.
Sure.
You cannot build someone out if Upapi is just sitting there and Utalama dies, or he's not showing work ethic or So here's the saying. I always say to women, don't focus on what a man says. Focus on what he does.
On what he does, bro.
I cannot say to you one day I'm gonna get married or I wanna get married. The word marriage means you're gonna be a husband, you're gonna be a father, you're gonna be someone who's at home, provider. What actions are you taking to project that you want to be a husband?
Sure.
You're saying, baby, one day I'm gonna take care of you. What actions are you showing?
Oh, yeah, in a home
time I've always been a guy who street smart.
Sure.
I've always been smart academically. In high school, I lived a double life. My parents, or in school, because my dad was strict. So back home, that was my school.
Sure.
In high school, it was just a playing ground. I got an A for maths, bro.
Crazy.
There was only 3 people in my high school who were giving me problems with maths. They don't go to school, they knew.
Sure.
But the point is, during that phase of sleeping in her sister's couch, she knew that this guy is pushing.
Yeah.
My brother,
sure.
Even as much as I was unemployed, I used to sell cigarettes. I've never smoked in my life in high school. I run my company now. Just last month when I started with my new intake, I bought these chocolates and I saw them haphazardly at Spa. I just saw them and I bought them. And I got emotional because I used to sell those chocolates. We call them bonbons. I told the story to my students, guys, I didn't plan to buy you guys these chocolates, but just so that you know, I used to sell these chocolates alongside with cigarettes in school. So in as much as at times when I was unemployed, but I always knew how to make money.
Hustle, man.
My dad, for example,
Sure.
being street smart.
Yeah.
When I look at my siblings, they didn't understand how to understand my father. My father was always about education because he never had access to education. They will talk about, hey, there's a trip, hey, there's a function, but they will say, I don't have money. Now I'll come with a textbook like this. Even if I'm not doing engineering at a time, you see the textbook is 5.5. But you know what? It's fine. I'll just make copies or I'll just go cross night, go school.
Yeah.
Oh, my dad will make a plan. You know what? Don't worry, my son. You don't want to go cross night. He'll make a plan. He'll send me the money. So I've always had access
You
to
spoke
money.
his language.
Yes.
Yeah.
I understood him, and it's called understanding the psychology of the subject.
Come on.
Now, even during that space when I was staying in Kolulu and visiting her sister,
Yeah.
she knew this guy has a plan. I was applying.
Yeah.
In fact, there was a time when we both applied because I worked in the US.
Yeah.
We got an application here in South Africa to go back to the US. The plan was, baby, we both going. But unfortunately, I got the job. My wife didn't get the job. I'm like, I'm not going. Because the plan was we both going.
Sure.
But the thing was, she always knew, okay, this guy, he's acting on his words. So I think when women see that, they're most likely to incline to supporting you.
Sure.
But nowadays we talk about Bob the Builder, but you building with Tepo or Tabiso, but you can sort of law. He talks about family. I mean, family talks. It's protection. It's about stability. Yeah. But it's always with his boys. Every weekend he's out. He's clubbing. Then how do you define that as Bob the Builder? So I still stand by saying I still believe that women will build you, but they build you in the context of, are you the reflection of what you are saying? And if you're not, forget it, Baba. Who's gonna build you? I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does make sense, bro. It does make sense, bro. Because I was thinking exactly about what you're saying now, that there's a lot of women who would hear what you're saying and they're like, I tried.
Yeah.
I tried. Nkunzi didn't wake up, and he promised me a life, 1, 2, 3, promised, and then those things never materialized.
Correct.
What would you say to a woman like that? So let's say Umtsepana, Ukoana, he's showing signs.
Yeah.
But 3, 4, 5 years, Umtsepana is not doing anything. He keeps on selling the story.
Yeah.
Keeps on selling the vision, but there's no progress.
Yes.
So what would you say to Sipati at that point, who's like, I've been pouring here?
Unfortunately, my brother, we define love differently. And when you love someone, that movie is it Acrimony? That movie made big waves on social media, and to some degree, we blame the girl. To some degree, we like, Mara, the guy was right.
Yeah.
But when you look at how things were unfolding, to some degree, they both need to be accountable for their actions.
Hundreds.
Now, when you deeply love someone, genuinely, and love is defined by acts of doing something, certain things you don't get to see them to say, it's been 5 years, it's been 6 years, I'm not seeing any. Because sometimes you gotta understand one thing. Right now, my dream is to buy a house in Stain City. And I'm almost gonna guarantee you, I'm gonna get a house in Stain City.
Come on now.
But I've understood for me to get to Stain City, it requires me to have certain restrictions and disciplines and so forth. For me to go buy a house in Stain City with the income that I'm making, maybe I might not manage alone. Baby, you need to develop yourself, upgrade yourself. You still have your undergrad, let's get to your postgrad.
Sure.
Let's do something so that we can collectively get to the goal that we want. But goals need to be aligned. So Papi and Lulu needs to be both aligned in terms of what goal or narrative they're trying to accomplish.
Sure.
Now, if there's Umbali there, no Tepo, and Bali feels like, Tepo is not cutting it. It simply also means that maybe Umbali is not the right girl to be with you. And also, we spoke about the stages of relationships. That how do you get to courtship and you only realize then, he's not the one for me?
Sure. You should have realized it earlier.
And also remember, nowadays we live in a society where there's so much influence, bro. And the unemployment rate is sitting at 43%.
Yeah.
So there are people that we know who are dating for security. Women will always have their type.
Yeah.
But nowadays, there's also a narrative of security because 90% of the people, if we look at ourselves in the room here and we say, guys, show of hands, who's employed? Majority of us are unemployed. And what creates unemployment is whatever the surroundings are. But also, when you come and you want to date a person, we will start gauging you. Okay, what does he have? Where does he stay? No?
Yeah, sure.
Do you understand? That's why Ronaldo Khudzi thinking, okay, the first thing to do when you get a job is buy a nice car. Because a car will determine this is where you are financially. Do you understand? So all those things, they come into place. But if you have Umbali and in a place where you've been pushing for 3-4 years, and then in the third year, but if it's like, this thing's not working out. It also simply means, do you really have the right person from day one who's been seeing and understanding what are we trying to accomplish? And also, there's an element of contentment. Now, how do we define content? My brother, you can be living in a back room, Gokas. You've got your Wi-Fi. I mean, I've seen videos about they look nice. And that can still be content because we've got Wi-Fi, we've got food, we're able to go to a vacation, we've got this, and we're still trying to achieve something else, but we are content. But if you have a girl who feels like, I want the life that she has, I want to go to, I mean, let's talk about vacations. We can do a short life to Harties, bro.
Sure.
You can spend less than $3,000.
But
someone can do a vacation to Dubai. Now, these are 2 vacations, but different in terms of area. Right?
Yeah.
But because Umbali feels that I want the one there in Dubai. But Ululu will feel that, you know what, I'm comfortable with going to Hartis as long as I'm with my partner. Do you understand? So that element of content will also be there. So it's all about you understanding as a man, Khore. And unfortunately, I've noticed that in most relationships, we don't do what we call what's the English word to use? Communication engagements. To sit your partner down and say, listen, baby, we've been here. This is where we are.
Take
this is where
stock.
we're going. Yeah, we don't do that. You start seeing what I can change, you know. But if you were actually doing it, you would have known even before you got there. No. Baby's interests have changed now. Okay, what is that I need to do? Or else now, baby, what are you doing to make sure that you meet me halfway? Because if you look at hair, for example, there's different types of hair, and now as men, we are also exposed to these things. Peruvian, body. But again,
front lace.
Yeah, front lace, closure. Brazilian. I once went with my wife to Waterfall Corner, my brother. Was sitting at La Parada. And this other girl walked in, bro. She had this long hair. Hey, but I was like, even I felt like, this hair is proper. And I look at my wife's hair, like, my wife's hair is not the one. I then quickly asked the lady, hey, how much is your hair? She's like, 10 grand. I was like, 10K. But in my head, in my mind, brother, I was like, you know what? I need to get my wife this hair. Because I can, I can see this hair is proper and it looks.
Man, that's power, bro.
You understand?
Yeah.
She didn't have to say, no, I want that hair. As a man, you understand.
You desire it for her.
Yes, and also you understand that Ramen Didra, you had Waterfall Corner, bro. Everyone who goes there, you can see Remo, so you need to step up. So out of 10 grand, where am I going to get 10 grand from? Do you understand? But if you have these narratives in your head, you have this vision, and more importantly, we spoke about leadership, and your leadership is intact. Your woman will be subjective to no matter what. That's what I believe in, at least.
That's good. Hey, Beans and Bonds, the 8th edition. Man, this is an incredibly special one. We are calling it Beans and Bonds Extended. We've extended the time. We've slightly changed the format. If you've been to any Beans and Bonds, you know that the conversation is normally centered around me and the guest, and we invite the room to be part of that. But we've changed the format. This conversation is going to be centered around the room. What are we talking about? And things that men and women get wrong about each other. We are addressing myths, misconceptions, and just assumptions. Come through. If you want to have your voice amplified, you want to share your opinion, you think you can learn 1 or 2 things or even teach, we are inviting you to be in the room with us. It's going to be super incredible. So make sure that you purchase your tickets right now at thathusband.com. You can make sure that you are buying not just for you, but for your friends and anybody else you think is going to benefit from this conversation. I have the privilege again of facilitating the whole thing. And then we have a friend of ours, man, Linde Sibanda. He's going to pull through. He's a comedian. He's going to be sharing some of his stuff with us and just lighten up the room. People normally speak about the battle of the sexes. We are not fighting. No one is guruing here. We just want to learn from each other. If you've been to any Beans and Bonds and you've really enjoyed just connecting with other people, forming these bonds over beans, this one is for you. It's going to be incredible. Again, centered around the community. So pull through and have a conversation with us in the room. It's going to be incredible. When is it happening? The 25th of October, right here at Christchurch Midrand. Doors open at 9:30 to start sharply at 10. And man, again, it's extended, so we're going to finish at 2 p.m. this time around. Make sure you are pulling through. Don't miss this one. It's going to be for the books. Beans and Bonds, 8th edition, extended. Make sure that the streets know. All right, see you then. All right, peace.
If you have these narratives in your head, you have this vision, and more importantly, we spoke about leadership, and your leadership is intact. Your woman will be subjective to no matter what. That's what I believe in, at least.
That's good, bro. 100%. Man, it's dope that at that moment, a lot of guys would have seen the lady with the 10,000 rand hair and thought,
yes.
But you wanted the price
Just the hair.
to buy the hair for your wife.
100%.
Fam. Come on, dog.
Yeah.
That's power, dog. That's power.
Yeah,
dog.
sweet, my
That's
G.
power, bro.
Yeah.
That's power, man. I always say to guys, sometimes marriages fall because you're not curious about your own wife, you know, and curiosity means that you've developed a dream for her.
100%.
And you want to see her at a certain place, at a certain level.
Correct.
You have dreams for the car that she's gonna drive, 100%. And so anywhere you go, as you seeing stuff, it ignites this curiosity, that's this dream that you have for her, man. 100%. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, if guys would be that, like we'd have less broken marriages, man, and less broken homes. You know what I mean? You spoke a lot about you know, obviously intentionality, courting somebody, you know, now being curious about your wife and seeing her and wanting her to improve, etc., etc. What was it about your wife that you saw day one? You know, 2010.
Yeah.
Tina we singing waka waka. Yes, Kuruma Ngama World Cup. When you got your trophy.
So,
what was it about her? Yeah.
You know, masculine.
Sure.
Even to date, I think most men, there's a term called trophy wife or trophy girl.
Yeah.
I think in the back of our minds, every man type of like, we all want that.
Sure.
When you show up in a room, people must like, oh,
yeah.
You know,
Pretty
I was a guy
stand.
who was, if you're unemployed, bro, and on our next guys, we out here as pandit.
Yeah.
But at least, more figure much no Lulu, you know, okay, now they want to respect me at least.
Sure.
So Lulu and I met in a bus.
Yeah.
I walked into a bus in varsity. She was sitting on my left, I was sitting on the right. But it's a bus where it's a 2-seat, like that space is only for 2 people.
Yeah.
So by default, I'm gonna chance Mela Kumenam. She had headsets on.
Sure.
Took them home, like, hello. She's like, gave me that look. I was like, no. Then she spoke in close. Like, oh, actually, my girlfriend's also closer. Like, okay, nice for you.
Yeah.
Facially, face cut. Tops.
Yeah.
She was the one. Marabodi.
Yeah.
It was not for me. She was skinny. I was like, not this one. Nagi sharp. But I knew, kakena ko majite. Kipopi.
How old are you at that point?
Dog, I think I was probably, I was doing my 30th, if not second year, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, dog, was probably,
so
I was in my 20s.
20s,
Early
yeah.
20s. I'm like, mo kipopile pele. Kipopile.
Yeah.
And then, because it's a bus, right?
Yeah.
I have to move out so that she can.
Sure.
But me moving out, I'm checking out her physical attributes.
Yeah, sure.
I'm like, skinny this one. And my face card on. Like, yes, she's the one. Exchange numbers, wada. So to be honest with you, she was not my type of woman.
Okay. Sure.
I'm not gonna lie to you. She was not. Probably I was not even a type as well.
Sure.
Because when I look at her and my ex are 2 different people.
Sure.
You know, my ex,
sure.
her and I were from the church space. You know, we went to church together.
Yeah.
You know, we had that background.
Sure.
Her, like, hey, this one, Kibale Badi,
Yeah.
restaurant, this one's not my type.
Okay. Sure.
But I knew, okay, because she did,
Yeah.
they want to respect me. So, honestly speaking, that's where it started.
Yeah.
And eventually, it's like, you know, when you meet what we call a slay queen nowadays,
Yeah.
and you already assume, oh, likes things, whatever.
Yeah,
she's
sure.
not. And then you speak to her, she's actually a human being. Like, she's normal. Like, hey, boy, this one.
Come on.
Let's cook it.
Yeah.
This one. So that's what sort of made me now get more attracted to her.
Sure.
I'm like, oh,
You guys went to the same school?
Yeah, same varsity.
Okay, dope.
I'm like, oh, okay, clearly we have a thing here.
Yeah,
She's actually a person. We started
Sure,
talking. Our first date, bro, I bought her airtime, 15 rand.
Cheers up,
She
boy.
didn't even have money. Come transfer 15 rand that time. We took a walk. Go Union Building. Come right banana Tuesday. Let's go to Union Building. That was a walk. That time I was starting to gym. You know, and I was just I was coming back. I don't know if I was coming back from the US or I was going to the US. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But there was this thing about I always throw the US there because it was a thing for me. It's a bonus. Like,
Yes,
you know, I was in California. So but because I was going to out California, He doesn't even care what you're talking about. But she was human. That was the most important thing. And I still stand by saying this, that the fact that I sort of addressed my goals from day one, my intentions with her.
Yeah.
She was more like, okay, you know, let's. In fact, if you think about it nowadays, 90% of the time, we as men, we approach women.
Sure.
So in most cases, a woman was subject to whatever that you want to say,
yeah.
and whatever narrative that you have, and like, okay, let's give it a try. That's why back in the days, you must wait for an answer. Harry, maybe she's not sure. Maybe she's gonna go ask her friends. Show me, should let's say yes or no. Show me no. Yes, okay, let me give it a try.
Sure.
Do you understand? So that's what it was. So we started building from there, and look where we are now, dog. 100%.
That's fire, man.
Yeah.
When did you tell her that she wasn't your type?
I don't think I ever told her that. Well, I think we've spoken about it now because now we're like, but let's be honest. When I first met, in fact, speaking of that, there's a game. So I've got a PS5 at home.
Yeah.
So there's this game called Strike and Hold.
Sure.
So I can't find that game on my. You don't get that game on the PS. So I still have that computer that I still had in Boston. It's in my house, bro. I just took it now to a computer store. They had to go rebuild the whole entire thing, put a proper graphic card, gaming graphic card.
Sure.
Just last week, we switched on that computer.
Yeah.
In fact, if I could, maybe I would ask her to share me that because she took a video.
Sure.
Our pictures are still there, bro.
It's crazy.
We were skinny like hell.
Yeah.
I'm like, you. So you were even laughing about it. You were not my type.
Yeah.
Where's the SK?
Yeah, cheers, boy. The Cavella.
Cavella. My parents couldn't afford it. I didn't buy the original.
They must see you now, boy.
You know? But the thing about, and this is what I've realized about women that come from outside Gauteng, that come from Limpopo, Eastern Cape, maybe a bit of KZN, depending, not so much KZN, but I'd probably say Eastern Cape and Limpopo. They're majority of them are very down to earth because their lifestyle is different to our lifestyle.
Sure.
Do you understand? And Baudis like, you know, us workers not let's go so wait, it's different. You understand? We move differently. So even when we were in varsity, people that came from Limpopo, they came from Eastern Cape, they were very, you know, down to earth.
Chilled.
They're very respectful. Keep on yes ma'am type of vibes. You know? So she had that character. But she had the face card. But also you can have the face card, but if you don't know you're really pretty, it doesn't really work for you. Still also project maybe inferiority, if I want to put it that way.
Sure.
So it was easy for me to sort of persuade her as well. You know, I'm also wait.
Clever.
Yeah. I'm gonna take you to Mandela's house. Don't worry. It's 10 minutes away from my house. So I've never been to Soweto afterward. I used to be a poetry guy. You know, you must come to my house, apartment. We do poetry sessions with my boy. Guy. I do poetry sessions. But it played to advantage.
Yeah, sure.
14 years later, dog, she's still here.
She's still there.
She's still here.
Yeah.
In fact, I remember in 2020, I can't remember which year it was. I bought her a car.
Sure.
And the video went viral on my TikTok. I posted the video. And even her demeanor and the way she received the car, I was kind of like, okay, thank you, baby, I appreciate it. But I was fortunate that my wife looks like a slave queen. But she's the opposite of that. She's just she's a rural girl, but with the face card. Yeah. You know? So I was fortunate. I'm like, aye. But I knew, though, if I can show up, Chief, dog, I can share something with you, you'll be shocked.
Sure, man.
There used to be a place back in Soweto. I can't remember the name of the place. Social Link. I don't know if I can mention the name. We used to go there and chill there. I would take the corner of fire, get sorry clip. Quando randio, negereka savannah Z2. My wife, now I was never a drinker throughout my life. Never.
Sure.
So I could buy 3 savannas and 1 water.
Sure.
I'll have the water here.
Yeah.
2 savannas that made limits.
Yeah.
Savannah bisiwa fela utaka. Klipa fela. My wife didn't mind.
Sure.
Throughout, dog.
No pressure.
Please, no pressure. But I don't get in to. But now I was never a person wanting to say that it's expensive. No, buy genie. Go my Chinese. More sharp. Don't put a sharp for next stress.
Sure.
Again, I'm one of the tipas savannah. My dad gave me a car. I used to drive an i30. i30. My dad, he didn't really give it to me, but it was a Kayagon. But because I was in varsity, he's like, just take it.
Sure.
And dog, no kono fit. I'm very happy. Sharpo. Very dressing na go Mr. Price. Na get clear I'm fit. And the whole night.
Sure.
Because she is drink. Even today, my wife still drinks more than I do.
Yeah. Sure.
It's okay. I don't have a problem with that. Sure. But the corner I got sleep. I get baby. I'm gonna buy you 2 savannas and water. Now just have watermelon one stuff. Just sort of feel for content.
Sure.
Okay. I'll go back to my. Easy.
Lee 2
men.
Yeah.
So these things, dog, when they happen, you start looking back, you realize that, you know what? It's only then you realize that actually this person's always been a good person to you.
Yeah. Sure.
But also, again, speaking to that leadership and how you project yourself, women will subject to that. And I've always been, or she's always been Bob the Builder throughout. You know? And also, I always say to Majida as well, be cognizant of the type of person that you are in your space, not just the woman, your friendships, your circle.
Yeah.
Because this narrative of not a must. Okay, to some degree, yes.
Sure.
I believe it. To some degree, it should fall off. But what happens if in a must? Okay, in not 200 rand hotel petrol. Oh, I don't even have to tell you. Can you not be proactive enough to say, you know what, listen, baby, don't worry, today it's on me. let's go to drive through McDonald's to go to McFeast Ubesha.
Sure.
Aye.
We're together in this.
Bondota must be bonabadi again. Always the one to receive. I'll watch.
Sure.
Sharp. I know.
Nothing.
I know.
That's why we must be at home, man.
I know. I
Sure.
don't leave the streets. James.
Yeah. Leave this. It's cold out there, bro.
I know, get out. And look, there's nothing wrong with that. But and this is why it's very rare when you see a man being appreciated because we don't get that.
Sure.
It's always about he bought me this, he bought me. You know, like times I'll give my wife money. My wife is not she's like my late sister. My late sister will give her 1,000 rand, she'll go to Josie and come with a big plastic JM and buy clothes. My wife's like that. You give her 1,000 rand, she'll go to Boulders and buy clothes there.
Sure.
But the issue is not in the amount that you are giving her. Yes. The issue is, baby, I gave you 5 grand to go buy your clothes if you are buying whatever. How can I tell you one or the skip the baby shame? So to me, that's how you show love. It's affection, okay, baby. While I was doing my shopping,
I thought about you.
Came to mind.
Come on.
Nice shirt, nice skip, whatever, dog. So when the whole 5 grand, so that's where this is not a must thing. I feel like, I guess fine. Now, dog, I want someone who, even if I'm not saying, if you call out full tank, you're 2.5.
Yeah.
But next to the 150. Thank you. It's fine. It's okay.
Sure.
Sometimes we don't even ask because we don't have money. We just want to feel that appreciation. You know what?
I'm seen.
I see your efforts.
Sure.
Thank you.
Man.
Do you understand? And one thing, just to
No, it's good, bro.
And we spoke about with my wife the other day, kid baby. One of the things that always kept us, for the lack of a better word, intact. I've always been strategic, dog. Sure. In every angle and every movement that I've did, I've always been street smart. I used to tell my dad, boy, if I do something wrong and I flip, I'm in trouble. I have to be strategic. I won't just go and start the conversation. I know Hore will give me closer, or to respond out. I'm like, okay, let me a strategy.
Sure.
Sometimes, though, you can book a restaurant.
Yeah.
Baby, let's go to, I can't think of any fancy restaurant, but a modest restaurant where you need to dress up differently. Sure. Shape stiletto, shape dress. Let's go. Let's have a dinner date. We'll have that conversation that we are fighting over.
Sure.
But now here's a trick. If you take your girl to a restaurant where it's a dining restaurant, but it's chill, dog. Even if there's no way she's going to raise her voice, dog. What's her chance?
Sure.
How would you raise your voice with a stiletto? That environment, dog, doesn't allow you. So you have to whisper. Hey, I'm not happy with you. I don't like what you did. Yeah, Marasheba environment. Imagine having the same fight. One of these places.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it was so.
But no Shapakasti.
Go recharge. It was so. Get the take me ya umbro. It was so. So sometimes as a man, you always need to be
strategic.
Baby, I'll feed that dog. It's a serious fight you're having.
Sure, it's deep.
You know those restaurants, yeah, I want napkin. We are fighting, baby. Okay, I'm sorry. Do you understand? So all those things you gotta be cognizant of.
Sure,
but
sure.
if right now, go in charge. So these things don't be mindful of. Yeah. So I've always been in that space. Even if it gets a flop,
Sure, man.
I thought, okay,
So, yeah.
It's not gonna end well.
Yeah.
Sure. When we sit and talk, it also accommodates us because she's not in a position where she's gonna stand up and say, yeah, why are you doing this? Look around you. That more it's only white people who's the fella who's watching.
Yeah.
Wow.
The waiter calls you say.
Yes. And also baby, this conversation, once we leave here,
it's that.
It's that. So when we get to once we get into the car, we cannot go back and discuss this thing again. It's chai. It's that chance. You won, dog. By the time you leave there, dog, you might have spent two grand, extra bag. I don't know. But at
your
least,
wife.
you know what?
Yeah.
The issue is sorted.
It's sorted, man. Are you killing me? Are you destroying me? I saw this video with you and your wife where she was trying to, she was imitating you.
Yeah.
And she was talking about how she's the one.
Job. Yeah.
Anyway, I saw that and I'm seeing you now. I'm like, you guys probably just don't have a dull moment in your house, man.
Know,
yeah.
I'll be lying, dog.
Sure.
No, my wife is she's the most chill person. Dog.
Sure.
As long as she's got food in the house, there's Netflix, that's all, dog.
You are there.
I'm there. Chilled. Chill, dog.
Good,
no
man.
stress, no nothing. Just 2 of us are sharp.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's fire, man. Man, thanks, bro. You've really just served us, man, and just sharing your life in that way, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Truly appreciate it, brother. I wanna pivot here. Earlier on you had mentioned just the passing of your sister.
Yeah.
You breaking the fish tank, throwing the laptop. What was happening in your mind? And I bring that up because I think a lot of us as men, we go through stuff.
Yeah.
Tragic, traumatic, and we we don't deal with the thing well, but we also have a very limited range of our emotions, so I think it was Jason Wilson who says that women would be like the crayons that have 69 in a box.
Correct.
So they have various colors to express their emotions, and we the box with 12. It's green, it's red, it's blue. Yeah. And then everything comes out as one color. You frustrated, it comes out as anger.
Yeah.
You sad, it comes out as anger. You mourning, it comes out as anger. So what was happening in your mind? How did you deal with whatever was happening in your mind after that? Yeah.
Looking back, I don't know if every man has this, but I think as an individual, you have this type of person you want to be as a person.
Sure.
And generally, I've always wanted to be a person who's just, my brother, I've never fought in my life. And when I started gym because of I was skinny. My roommate back in varsity, he was studying BCom auditing. And just to deviate a bit, just to tell you a bit of a story, this guy, he used to post his school stuff on the wall. That time I used to post my ex. Like mine was now always about love, dog. Hey, love this, my girl this. That guy when I was posting tomorrow, become accounting, auditing. What I'm like, this guy wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting like, I need to. You wake up at 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, goes to the gym. I'm not gonna sleep, dog. I'm gonna have to work. I'm gonna have to do what he's doing. And then I started doing what he was doing. I was mimicking what he was doing. I started now removing all the pictures, and I felt bad because we were sharing one room at one point. And then I started gymming and doing what he does. Now, the idea of gym was, because people used to bully me as well because I was too skinny. I think I was just 26 at some point.
Sure.
So my idea of gym was, I just want to be so big that when you look at me, like, hey, I'll take on my that's it.
Sure.
So I was never an aggressive person. Hence, I've never fought in my life.
Yeah.
And when I reacted the way I reacted at that time, I realized that this is not me. In fact, even Leana Lulu knows that this is not like him. But in fact, I remember getting a text from a friend of mine who lives in Newcastle. After I lost my sister, there was a time when I stopped even cutting my hair. So in principle, I look dirty, and that's the word that the guy rephrased to my chief. This is not like you. What's happening with you? And it's only then it clicked. Says I'm actually different, bro. I used to go to Recharge here in Midrand. During that phase, it's only now I realized that I was actually going through my own depression. Come back sober. I'll chill with you. When you leave at 10 o'clock, I'll go find someone that I chill. I don't even know these people.
Man.
I'm not drinking. I just didn't want to be in the house. And I don't know if I can say this, in the open platform, but there was even a time where my wife and I were not even, what's the English word to use? Intimate. Yeah. Because I was just going through my own things. And I didn't realize at the time that I was going through this phase. Yeah. So even before that happened, I fought with the police, I remember. He stopped me, and I don't know what he was complaining about. And then we got into a heated argument, and then I never fought, never did anything, but luckily there was a guy who knows me. He's like, no, I'll take it, I understand. So and then, So when that happened, it also hit me. Like, no, man. And also seeing your wife cry and the fact that she called my dad, and because remember when she called my dad, we've been together for almost 6-7 years, even before when that transpired. We have never called our parents, not even once. How did it get to a point where she's calling my father and the police are coming? Hey, bro. Sure. That is extreme. So Lena realized, hey, flip. As much as it's not that deep to me in my head, thinking it's just a laptop, it's the fish tank. It's extreme now. It means, hey, chief, what's happening? And it's only post that I also started going to therapy because I didn't realize that I was actually going through a phase. But it hit me, and just to utter the words that you were saying about how men resolve to certain things. Gents, unfortunately, we grew up in an environment where we're not allowed to express our feelings as men. The men don't cry. That thing is harmful, my brother. I'm going to be honest with you.
It is.
And because we're told that, like, hey, you must be, that thing is dangerous. Yeah. Sometimes you need to go through a process. You need to allow yourself to be emotional, and it happens. It is what it is. But also, Leah, because it was our first time experiencing the side of me, we didn't know how to, because I remember we went to therapy. They're like, no, but now because I felt like emotional. She's not accommodating me. She also is like, no, but you behaving differently. You don't sleep at the house. You don't touch me anymore. You come back at 3 o'clock. That time she doesn't even care. She doesn't ask me. She doesn't do anything. Now I don't ask. I don't do anything. But only when we sat in therapy, it was no, Chief, you're going through something. Sure. This is what was happening in your space. What. Only I'm like, oh. The fact that someone in Newcastle is telling me that, Chief, you look dirty. What's wrong with you? That triggered me. So at that point of time, I realized that, you know what? I was going through a phase. In my head, I was expecting my wife to behave in a certain way because of I'm the one who's feeling like I'm a victim. And it shouldn't have been the case. So in a nutshell, it was a matter of, Chief, just allow yourself to be emotional. If needs be, seek for help. It's good. Sure. Unfortunately, yes, my dad is there. He's still my role model, but he's not the type of person I can go to get a timer. Hey, I'm emotional. Because our parents are traditional. Yeah. Hey, man, strong, man. You're not the
first one here.
Rather seek professional help. And that's what I've done as well.
Man.
100%.
That's good, bro.
Yeah.
You still in therapy?
For that particular reason, or
just in general?
Yeah, we do check in every now and then. Yeah, we do check in. Therapy is good, my brother. I think it's more. I think the definition of therapy is it shouldn't be when you have problems. Yeah. It should just be a normal check-in.
Hundreds.
Listen, like when I look at how things have transpired, there's always been this thing of my wife doesn't want to say sorry. My brother, in the whole 14 years I've been with her, I don't remember my wife saying sorry. Sure. And whenever we fight, it's always been this thing of, I'm the one who must make peace. Sure. Even just the other day, I don't know, we fought over, I'll tell you what we fought over. Yeah. You're gonna laugh. So my wife works Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. So the thing was, okay, baby, Wednesday, Thursday, when you'll help me with the cleaning. Sure. No problem. Then thing was on Wednesday, if it's not Thursday, I cleaned. There was only one pot that I didn't wash. But because you know how pots, when you cook, sometimes it takes time for the pot to be, what's the English language? It soft. Yeah. So I left it there. Sure. Then I went to the gym in the evening. Then she comes, like, okay, I need to cook, but you didn't wash that pot. No, baby, yes, the only pot. Can you just wash it for me? I don't know, I'm not going to wash it. Because you said you'll help in the house. So why must I wash it? Please wash the pot so that I can cook. I'm like, you're pushing it. I'm not gonna wash that pot. Yo, Chief. My wife's like, okay, leave it. I don't know what she did. She put something in the microwave. I think it was a hot a force or something. Then she went to the room and then she ate by herself. I got angry. I was like, hey, bro. So when you're mad, you don't wanna cook. Sure. It was a Thursday, I remember. Yeah. Friday, I went to the gym in the morning. So sometimes when I go to the gym, I take my stuff, I shower there, and I run in. Bro, I came back in the evening at 6 o'clock.
It's crazy, bro.
And I didn't say hello, I didn't say anything.
You were angry.
But at 6 o'clock when I got home, she was not there. Hey, where's my wife now? And bear in mind, we have tickets the next day going to, we should book some event, house somewhere in Krugersdorp. Sure. Okay, but this is what we are fighting over. I feel that, you want me to cook, to wash the pot. I feel like, okay, well, now you made food for yourself. That's the fight now. But now the problem is, who needs to make peace now? I don't. Then I'm like, wife, where are you? Sure. She responds, hi. I'm like, I wanna. Okay, baby, I'm so. Then I call it. Yeah, wait, no, but okay, but we're both wrong. Yeah. Why can't we just be accountable for? Sure. Okay, fine, I was wrong, but you also wrong. Yeah. You can't just go eat by yourself and then be mad at me, but at least. Yeah. No, but I greeted you in the morning. I said morning, okay, baby. Whenever you ever said hi to me, more vuga, you never did that. It means you're still angry now. So more than hi, what must I say? I'm gonna say hi. Yeah. You understand? But I still stand by saying, and going back to the question, if I still go to therapy, I'm like, Mom, see, I still feel that you don't want to accept when you're wrong, or it's just not in you. In fact, in the 14 years, I can count how many times you said sorry. Yeah. Genuinely so. Not let's cause a little bit. Did you say sorry? Genuinely you saying, I am sorry. Sure. Like, I feel that I'm also, my feelings are not acknowledged at some point. You also feel that your feelings are not acknowledged. Yeah. But, and also remember, bro, the Xhosa language has a tonality to it. Because when they speak, they also come across as they're aggressive. Yeah, did you say sorry, but I'm like, oh. That did sorry dog. It comes across as if but I'm like, I'm like, no, famsi, and use different words. Yeah. Okay, baby, I'm sorry. Or like, English has the way of making things
softening
it. So to me, it's kind of like, whether you're not apologizing, when you're just saying for the sake of you are saying it.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. So sometimes be cognizant of the fact that because it's not my language.
Yeah, sure.
And when it comes up, when I hear it, I hear
feels
it
and sounds
feels
different.
Like, and also, Ruana as a person, you know, and when you're angry, your face just goes. You become a different person now. So that to me, that story doesn't resonate with me, dog. So yeah, to that point, that's why we still go to therapy, just to check in, say, listen, let's see where we are, where we're going. You know? And I think one thing that we are struggling with, to be honest with, we've never had a financial discussion. She sent me something on TikTok the other day. Yeah, baby, I'm gonna come, I'm gonna cook for you tonight. We must sit down, let's have a conversation. Where has it ever happened? We've never had a financial. It's always about, okay, you must pay the electricity, pay this, I pay whatever, I pay whatever. Yeah, but at times, like, it's no wool, like, okay, but because what do you do with your money? Because we've just never had the situation where we sit down and we talk finances.
Budget.
We've never in my life. I'll be lying.
Sure.
See, I'll be there.
Sure.
I just know what I need to pay. Yeah. Like, I get angry.
Sure.
I saw, like, why is the electricity switching off? You're the one who takes care of electricity.
Sure.
You know, if I open the fridge, there's no juice. Why is there no juice? Because I expect you to buy juice. You take care of that.
Sure.
If you come home and they say, there's a block party landlord, you're gonna come to me again.
Sure.
So that's how our financial language has always been. But I still feel that because we are getting older and, you know, we're getting more responsibilities, we need to sit down at some point, and that's why when we go to these therapists, we throw in those things. Listen, maybe give us a bit of a guide. Yeah, you know, like how do we, bro. You know,
that's good.
Yeah, 100%.
I'll pray for you for that, bro. Yeah, because that's a big one, man.
Yeah, like today, my wife doesn't even know how much I make.
Yeah, that's a big one, bro.
As long as the stuff that she needs is taken care of, she doesn't even know how much I make.
Yeah, sure.
You understand? I know how much she makes, obviously, but she doesn't even know how much I make.
Sure.
But she'll just say, okay, baby, just make sure that, you know. But the one thing also that always throws us off each other is this thing of, you're a husband, it's your responsibility. Sure. No, you're a wife, it's your responsibility. But at what constitute is my responsibility when it's, because I feel like when it suits you, it's like people that use the Bible. Sure. The Bible says, but they'll say it when it benefits them. Sure. When they are doing it, they don't say the Bible says. So I'm like, baby, today, no, you are your husband. When you get married, you must leave your parents, take care of me. Sure. Oh, so now, okay. Okay, does the Bible say when now you must go home, go to sleep, or eat and not cook for me? Yeah. Sure. Which scripture says that? Do you understand? So, but I must say, my brother, compared to the most couples that I know, we're doing very, very well. We are cruising.
You're cruising nicely. It's rough, bro. It's rough.
You know, first thing I say, baby, sober. If I ever came home drunk, the last time I got drunk in my life was 2006. I was in grade 10. Bro.
Sure.
Ever in my life.
Sure.
But if you come to my house, I've got a whole bottles of alcohol. The place is there for deco. I've got visitors, you know, guys you can have, whatever. But me, I don't care.
It's not a thing.
You understand? So I still stand by saying we are fortunate. Yeah. And we have our challenges, but we are fortunate.
No, that's good, 100%. Bro. Man, that's good to hear, brother. And we need more guys who will be committed, be intentional, you know, stay and love their wives, man. With all that they have and how they can, you know, as best as they can. So you run an organization called Black Child Rise.
Correct.
Now, what's that about? You had a crazy, audacious, but big dream. Yeah. At the beginning of the year.
Correct.
How far are you with that as well?
So in January 2025, I came out on social platforms and I made a vow, or I made a commitment to assist 100 people get employed.
Come on, bro.
It's the 30th of September 2025. I'm sitting on 95 successful candidates that have been placed across different financial spaces, being banks. I've placed students at Standard Bank. I've placed students at Discovery. I've placed students at Assurance. I've placed students at Liberty, Old Mutual, Up. But and it's great, bro. It's been a journey, my brother. It's been a tough one. Yeah. But we've been pushing, and you know, I'm 5 jobs away to reach my target. Like I said earlier before we started this conversation, like it's been a tough one because it's moving slow, but I'm hoping we get there because you know it's towards the end of the year now. Companies are slowing down, they're shutting down. But the company itself, Black Child Rise, hence the word. It's all about empowering the Black child. Yeah. I've experienced unemployment through my relationship, you know, through marriage at some point. Yesterday I had an interview at some company and I said, guys, I'm not afraid of, and here's the thing about being street smart. I once walked into a company in Sunny Hill. And fortunately for me, my wife was working at the time. And Waterfall and Sunny Hills about 5 minutes radius.
Yeah.
I got to the company, said to them, guys, please offer me a job. No, the company, we're not offering. I'm like, okay, it's fine. I'm going to volunteer. But if I do better than him, it's try for him. Yeah. Because companies measure you on deliverables.
Come on.
And value. If I can deliver and I'm not on the payroll, he's on the payroll, he's giving you guys nothing. All right, guys, make a decision.
Sure.
Fortunately for me, again, my wife was there with the support because she'll, petrol and everything, she'll take care of it.
Yeah.
But also, I didn't look like my problems. I showed up with a Mercedes, but even though I was unemployed, nobody knew.
Yeah.
I used to just dress up, go to the gym, come with the suit. I was volunteering.
Yeah, sure.
I was not working. Until they made a decision to employ me.
Yeah.
But when we started, I was unemployed. So Black Child is all about understanding where the narrative of unemployment comes from and the word, how do we empower each other from the Black context. Majority of us, we spoke earlier on about mentorship and leadership. We don't have mentors. And the definition of a mentorship to me is, if I want to be like you, that means my lifestyle and everything that I desire to become or to do must reflect how you were doing your things.
Come on, bro.
And that's how you learn and that's how you build up. So in as much as I've always been unemployed, bro, I don't remember being broke in the context of, again, I've always had a plan. So even if I'm broke now, I don't have nothing, but I can have a plan, okay, let me go try this. Let me go try that. Let me go try this. Let me go try that. So that's what Black Child is about. Yes, we're in the financial space. We do what we call RE5, which is a license you need to work in the financial space that we teach. And once you obtain this license, we then assist you to get employed in these different financial sectors.
Sure.
So that's basically what the Black Child umbrella is about.
That's good, bro.
But more importantly, it's not just about obtaining this license. It's more about how do we build each other. I've worked in the US. I've worked in Dubai. I've worked in a cruise. I've been to Mexico. I've been to... I've been to every part of the US except the Midwest. But also, like recently now in the 95, I've got a student that got a job in Ireland. I've got a student who's in Dubai as we speak. I think she left 2 weeks ago, if not last week. I've got a student who's in the US. So we also use our networks to be able to assist because people are coming up with unemployment. I don't know if I can say this on camera.
Sure.
But I also have a job that I got in the US and it's a work from home. It's a fully remote job, bro. And I'm working from home. So it doesn't mean you apply, you must go apply, the job that you see around within your radius. It means you can still apply outside South Africa. And that's why we use the word Black Child, right? So say, listen, as a Black child, be street smart.
Sure.
And also I read something, or it was a comment on TikTok this morning saying, not every person, I don't know how to recite this, but I'll just try. Not every person who's educated means they'll be successful.
No. Yeah.
Even those who are not educated will still be successful. Something like that. But it made sense because there are people that we know, like my dad, for example. My dad only finished school in grade 3. But when you look at my father and the people around him, my dad has done far better than most of the people who even have qualifications and degrees. So we're not saying don't go to school, but we're saying also let's learn to move with the times and understand what's within the space that we live in and what is it that will work for you within the dynamics of your area. Because if you can learn that and you can be street smart, you can balance the two. Because education is not necessarily meaning you must get a qualification. Yes, it means that in the context of you empowering yourself from a knowledge perspective. But you're going to find people like us who are street smart. You get into an interview, you got honors degree in chemistry. But okay, here I interview. Some people don't have the courage to speak. They don't have public speaking skills. It's a skill to be able to speak and talk to people. Some people, they freeze, dog. So all these things you can learn from reading books, from interacting with other different people. All these things, we call them understanding the psychology of your subject. How do you align yourself with other people in the area of business that can empower you? So that's basically what Black Child Rise is about.
Shout out, man. That's dope, bro. I appreciate that, man, and I'm, just encouraged and inspired 100%. By just your heart, man, and how you want to help people, bro. Because, a lot of us sit back and complain, and we don't do anything. And the worst is when people see what you're doing, and then they'll start poking holes. Hey, Papi has jail, hey, Papi.
100%.
Like, man, just pray for the guy. Stop complaining.
I got a comment saying, "Why do you only help girls?"
I've
been seeing those comments.
So I can get it.
But this guy might not double check pay.
Sure.
So hey, it's a tough one. I even remember posting in my group with guys. Can we please get the guys to push?
Say something as well.
Yes, because here's the thing. Most of our LSM is females, unfortunately.
Sure.
I don't know how much it does. I don't know what it is, but most of the people that walk into our classrooms are females.
Sure.
I've got a group of over 600 students on my WhatsApp job placement group. 90% are female. I actually even posted a poll just to gauge and see. 9% were females.
Crazy, man.
Every class that I enroll, you'll find there's only 2 or 3 guys. The rest are just females.
Where are the guys,
I
bro?
don't know. And with that being said, it's a tough one because now people, again, you need to be able to manage perception at a certain level. Because now when I post females, it's like, this guy's only assisting females, you know. But I also ask myself, where are the guys?
Where are the guys,
you know?
bro?
But what I realize and what I know, especially with the guys, there's this narrative of most guys now, they want to live this life of Here's the thing about the work we do as Black Child. Unfortunately, we're in the education space. Not unfortunate. Yeah, we're in the education space. But it requires you as an individual to sit in and study. So this thing, it's not for everyone.
Sure.
Do you see?
Sure.
Because for you to elevate yourself and to empower yourself, you need to be disciplined. You need to make time for yourself and be able to say, you know what, I'm going to the library. Let me go, let me read, let me study.
Yeah.
So show me Tabo, Tabiso, Tepo, you know, who's willing to do that?
Fun.
You see, that's where the problem is again. So some of us, we want the easy way out as well. I don't know what it is, but that's what's happening. Now everyone wants to be a DJ, everyone wants to be a musician, and there's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, if you want to speak of unemployment, you want to speak of how do we build each other as a community, I can only tell you and teach you what I know.
What you know.
When you come to me and say, Papi, how are you doing it? And when I say to you, Chief, that is what I do. Can you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and study? I do it. There's very few who do it. Do you understand? So it takes a lot. If you say, if someone comes to you and say, Chief, I want to be articulate as you are, how do I do it? Go read those books.
Man.
It's going to take reading a book, Chief. Just things don't just come overnight. It takes time. You build. And more importantly, credibility is important because that's what will set you apart from everyone else. And yes, there'll always be critics, but hence I say to myself right now, this morning I posted on my social media, on my WhatsApp, I said, for my parents just to be there when I reach my 100 and I do a young celebration, that's all that matters.
Come on, bro.
You know, whether Mang says what, it's okay. Noise will always be noise. But for the fact that I got my 100.
Come on, bro.
I said to my wife the other day, baby, I want to be in the business where I make money. But more importantly, I've learned something about business. Don't talk money, talk value.
That's good.
If I assist 100 people, and those are 100 families that we've assisted to get jobs, even tomorrow I buy myself a Ferrari, I won't feel bad because I've done my part. Because life, unfortunately, but the most important thing is, are we assisting each other to the context of, it's like, you know how the government works. There's always this perception that if you are given a tender to build to valama pothole, you're given 5 million. When valama pothole one, Chief, use good quality. 34 million valama pothole one. No more shy, man. We are no camera. At least but you've done 100%. There's this road here in Sunny Hill, Dogford Copen. I knew when it was raining. I said, my wife, don't use that road anymore. Because I know after the rain, those guys, they were there 3 months back, but I know every time it rains, and I was right. I told them, back to square one.
Proper.
Do you understand? So, snorker, but do it in a good way. So, all I'm saying is, let's build legacies or build portfolios that we can still be able to empower people, but at the back end, we are still sustaining ourselves, through revenue. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing.
Because at the end of the day, we still have to run your business, you still have to live. But more importantly, let's make sure that you are making a positive impact.
That's good, bro.
100%.
Appreciate it, man. Where can people find you, bro?
Social media. Mostly, to be honest with you, my brother, I'm not good with, what's the word? I'm not too exposed into social media. I used to be on Facebook. I'm still on Facebook. But the only net or platform I use right now is TikTok. It's Papi_Luu. That's my handle. On Facebook, I think it still says Papi_. If not, it probably says Johnny Mzamai. There's a name that I used that I created back in the days as well. My first name is John. So the word Mzamai because I used to travel. So people used to call me Johnny Mzamai. So
it's not from Johnny Walk.
I don't know. I don't know. I think it came from the travel that I it's on my Africa to go outside the corn. And our website is www.blackchildrise.co.za.
That's good, bro.
100%. So that's where they can find us.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man.
Brother, thanks, man.
Brother, it was a pleasure.
This has been great, brother.
No, I appreciate it.
Can I pray for you, man, and the work that you're doing, brother?
I appreciate it, my brother.
Father, we just want to bring Papi before you. Thank you so much for his life. Thank you for his marriage. Thank you for his heart and wanting to help those who are unemployed, Lord. We live in a country yeah, where a lot of us are struggling, especially the black child. And we do pray, Father, that you would open the doors that are necessary, that you would speak to the right people in various companies, and they would, offer the right positions, so that not only a black child is taken care of, but a black family and ultimately a black community will be uplifted. So bless Papi, bless his efforts, and we ask, Lord, that you would help him to reach his target of 100 before the year ends. And Lord, that would just be a great testimony, and that would inspire him as well. That next year, that target might even go up. So Lord, we do thank you, and we pray for those who did get jobs. We thank you for that, and we celebrate them, and we praise you for just how you care for them, Lord, in that regard. Thank you for today. It was such an incredible chat, and I pray that it does bless those who are watching. In your name we pray, Lord Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Man, appreciate it, bro. Guys, thank you so much for watching. This was really incredible, and we hope that you would leave a comment. Just tell us what you think about this. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and hit the notification bell. From us and the team, we will see you next week, Wednesday, 11:30. Peace.